Good morning, SKN. I'm Jamie Morris.
And I'm Cortentia Carty.
We're delighted that you are joining us today for yet another edition of GMSKN. Thank you for being part of our GMSKN family. We proceed now to the latest in local news.
Several crime reduction initiatives to be implemented in St. Kitts and Nevis. This from SKNIS. The Ministry of National Security has been working assiduously to ensure that the safety and security of our citizens and residents remain a priority within the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. The government of St. Kitts and Nevis will therefore continue to ensure that the security agencies will maintain a zero-tolerance approach to crime, focusing on the preservation of law and order within our communities. This has been reiterated by Prime Minister and Minister of National Security, the Honorable Dr. Terence Drew, who stated in his 2023 budget address last month that, and quote, societal peace and stability are prerequisites for true social and economic development and for the accomplishment of our progressive, sustainable island state agenda. I believe that the treatment of our security forces as well as the enforcement of law and order must always be guided by the rules of natural justice, end quote. A large proportion of the 2023 budget resources has been allocated to the recruitment, retention, and upgrading of manpower in the police and defense forces, immigration department, fire and rescue, and prison services. In view of this, the government will also continue to make provisions for capacity building initiatives throughout the respective agencies.
All right, I have to say, when it began, it really sounded like a press release. It really did. As it continued, it sounded more like something the public could relate to.
Yes.
It sounded more like a declaration at first,
yes.
But I could relate to that investment. Right,
and we need the peace.
Well, there's a pun there. In any event, we'll move on. When Media SKN reports, the St. Kitts and Nevis Customs Excise Department is promoting training as a means of rebranding the department and improving customer service to the business community and consumers. In recent years, negative experiences with the Customs Department have been shared publicly on social media. These interactions have negative impacts locally and internationally. The department has undertaken new training methods aimed at reducing instances of frustration while displaying best standards of professionalism. Making a presentation on WinFM on Thursday, January 26, 2023, Customs Officer responsible for training, Mr. Osbert Francis, said that the training and retraining of every Customs officer seeks not only to ensure that each officer is a proficient and efficient border management practitioner, but also a professional one. So investment in professionalism there. All right.
We continue now. This from Win Media SKN. The St. Kitts and Nevis Fire and Rescue Services is encouraging youth in the Federation to desist from partaking in a fire challenge that is trending globally. The fire challenge entails the placing of flammable liquids such as rubbing alcohol or hand sanitizer on the body and setting fire to it. Williams said, and quote, "This particular one is not a new challenge. It's been around since 2012, but it has resurfaced, especially here in St. Kitts, since there were some videos that went viral with St. Kitts teenagers actually taking part in this challenge," Williams disclosed. Notwithstanding that parents may be unaware of their children's participation in the fire challenge, the fire substation officer pleaded with parents to have a serious conversation with their children about the negative effects that can occur as a result of the fire challenge. Equally, Williams admonished teenagers in the Federation to be wise and prudent, expressing that partaking in the fire challenge is not a sensible decision. Why would you light yourself on fire?
Can I say he should have led with that? Seriously, like, not a sensible decision? Who are these people that think that this is sensible?
I know. Because as he said, and as we know, once the alcohol is consumed, you begin to burn. You are not superhuman. Teenagers, please. A word to the wise is enough.
I don't even know why we're talking about this. I mean, this is just ridiculous. In any event, moving on. Check of our local weather at this time. Partly cloudy with a high of 78 and a low of 70 degrees Fahrenheit. If you want to burn, this is the way to do it. With the sun. All right, currently it's 76 degrees. We'll take a look at our forecast as we head to break. More GMSKN on the other side.
That's it.
An exotic experience.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. We continue with the latest in regional news list from Loop Caribbean. The government is planning to crack down on and implement restrictions as it relates to the smoking of tobacco products in the British Virgin Islands. In delivering his throne speech to the legislature last week, Governor John Rankin indicated that this will take the form of legislative amendments to the Tobacco Products Control Act. Rankin said, quote, "Government will seek to amend the Tobacco Products Control Act 2006 to provide for restrictions on the use of electronic smoking devices and the creation of the new offenses of prohibiting smoking in a public place, smoking by a person under 18 years of age, and smoking in a motor vehicle while a person under 18 years of age is present." This follows reports from Premier Dr. Natalia Wheatley that the government has made headway with the United Kingdom as it relates to developing a medical marijuana industry for the territory. This is very interesting. I love the balancing act that I'm seeing here because I think it's required as well.
Yeah, no smoking outside. Oh, in trouble. We continue now with international news. This from the BBC. Mining giant Rio Tinto has apologized for losing a tiny radioactive capsule that went missing as it was being transported across Western Australia. An emergency hunt for the device, which is about the size of a pea, is on the way along the 870-mile route. The capsule contains a small quantity of radioactive caesium-137, which could cause serious illness to anyone who comes in contact with it. That could include skin damage, burns, or radiation sickness. Emergency services are searching for the device using radiation detectors and other specialized equipment and say the chances of finding the tiny device are pretty good. Wow.
Yeah, it reminds me of my time in chemistry class when we were looking at all these radioactive elements. It's like you don't want to expose yourself to them unnecessarily, so I can imagine what it's like to look for that tiny capsule along that course. Chances are pretty good. I guess they've got the technology. So
I hope they find it, yes.
All right, so we are moving on to our commercial break. Yes, isn't it great? Commercials are a part of the show. You know what I mean? Anyway, so we'll be back in a moment with more GMSKN. Stay tuned.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Good morning. This is Karen of Paris and support from Paris Lamont. I will want to encourage y'all to sign on to Good Morning SKN every morning from 8 to 10 at Studio 327. Thanks.
Pengyo, 大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao bango.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Yo, what up? It's your boy N Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moen Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
Good morning, SKN and Studio 327. This is Tao Batiste, one of your biggest fans. Just you're doing a lot of things well. Keep on that trajectory. Greatness, greatness, greatness.
The second annual Nevis Youth Careers Expo was held on the 18th of January 2023, and here with us is founder and co-director Gabriella Brantley. Well, she's here with us virtually, so welcome back to GMSKN, Gabriella.
Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you. Happy to be here.
All right, well, it's always great talking with you. And of course, we're talking about the Youth Expo. We want a little bit of a summary because the last time you were here, we knew that you were in the planning phase for the NYCE 2022. So tell us about that. How did that go?
So the NYCE 2022 was a great success. Obviously, it was our first ever expo. So it took, it was something we weren't really accustomed to. We didn't know how it would all work out. So I'd honestly say the organizational bit for this year was a lot better, having had last year to sort of practice and know, okay, what works best. But it was a great success. The feedback has been very, very good from both the professionals and the students. So I think it was really, really good, yeah.
Nice. So were there any new careers added, and how many careers were displayed at this year's event?
So I definitely say there were a lot more careers this year. I think there were over 40 different businesses in total. I'd say maybe around 25 different careers. One career that we had a lot more of this year that we didn't have last year was entrepreneurship generally. So we had a lot of people, for example, Old Road Rum in St. Kitts, they came over and they spoke to the students about how they started, how they developed Old Road Rum, the sort of planning that went into that. We had piercers, we had people coming from both St. Kitts and Nevis, which is something we didn't have last year. So definitely the entrepreneurs, something we didn't have last year. Okay. I think we also had this year a lot more IT than we did last year. We tried to incorporate a lot more of the things that we don't see a lot of. So of course in St. Kitts Nevis, we have a lot of doctors, lots of lawyers, lots of accountants, you know, but we don't have the sort of people we need in maybe IT, tech, telecommunications generally. So we had quite a few persons coming in talking to us about tech. So I definitely say entrepreneurship and tech are two areas where we had a lot more people and a lot more buzz. The students really, really enjoyed those areas.
Lovely.
All right, so let's talk a little bit about the feedback that you got, if any specifically, concerning the tech careers, because you did say you had quite a lot of people coming to talk about that. What can you tell us?
Yeah. I think a lot of students are interested in the area. But much like the reason why we started this careers fair in the first place, they just don't have anybody to talk to. So they might hear about it, and even at CSEC level, CAPE level, they might do IT. But because they don't have anybody there who's physically doing it, maybe went off to study, has done it abroad, they see it as something that looks interesting, but something they can't achieve because they just simply don't know how. So I think because of that, especially as I said, IT and definitely entrepreneurship, because those things you see or you may hear about on TV or see on different movies, etc., but you don't actually know people who do it. I think students were really, really intrigued by those areas, talking to the professionals who do IT, who do entrepreneurship, asking them what schools they went to, what sort of grades they had to get in order to be where they're at today. So I definitely say that the IT table was a hit, and the entrepreneurship table was certainly a hit too. I think the students really, really loved it.
Well, all this planning could not have happened without you, of course. And whom else was on your team this year?
Oh, my dream team is what I call them. I have the best team ever for both careers fairs, both last year and this year. I've been in England. Last year I was doing my undergraduate law degree. Now I'm doing my postgraduate studies in law. So both times, as you say, I can do only so much from England. So I have a fantastic team, co-directed by the Honorable Janelle Nisbet. And we had other members, for example, Shakana Thomas, Chris Clark, Mr. Dak Brown, Catherine Seabrooks. These are persons who were with us last year and continued on with us this year. So, and they're the people who make it happen. They're the people who are on the ground and who set up, who interact, who clean up after. So I certainly could not have done any of this without my team, clearly being from living in England. So I have a dream team, like I said. I wouldn't trade them for the world.
Lovely.
Especially the cleanup crew, since you're all the way over there.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us about the future plans for NYCE.
So, we have so many future plans where we want to expand. I can say that for sure. We're getting calls from St. Kitts. St. Kitts is asking us, so you don't want to do a careers fair in St. Kitts? You're just going to keep it as a Nevis careers fair? So we're getting calls from St. Kitts. I don't know how that's going to happen because I'm going to have to maybe quadruple my team that I have now, because it's a lot of work to do the Nevis aspects, much less a St. Kitts and Nevis aspect. But we'll see. Time will tell. But we're getting calls for that. And NYC is also being asked to do different mergers with different up-and-coming nonprofit organizations as well. So we're looking to do different collabs, different mergers with people who are like-minded, people who are on the same path of youth empowerment, youth development. So we have a lot planned. I don't want to give too much away. So there's certainly a lot that's going on in the background that we're planning for. And of course, NYCE3, I promised the Ministry of Education that we do NYCE every year. It'd be an annual event. And I plan to keep that. So of course we have NYCE3 that, we're starting to think about and we're starting to plan towards for next year.
Sounds good.
I'm jealous, I have to tell you, Gabrielle, honestly, seriously, like when I was that age, the most you could hope for is perhaps putting on a lab coat and going to school for a day and telling everybody you want to be a scientist or a doctor or something like that. But now you've got all of these alternative careers, you're bringing people and you're growing, you're expanding, the students are excited. Are the parents equally excited if you've talked to any of them?
To be honest, I haven't spoken to many parents. I've spoken mostly to students and participating businesses. But I would hope, I really hope that they see the merit in it, all the opportunities that are available to students. We even have different universities coming in. So we had UWI Open Campus, who came in and were talking to the students about how they could apply to UWI, what the dates are, the cutoff points for applications, etc. So I would hope that they see the beauty in the process. And as you would have said, in my time too, which was literally just the other day, when I was in fifth form, sixth form, we didn't have anything like this. I came to England for my sixth form. And that's when I saw, oh, okay, they had lots of different careers fairs. Actually, at the school I went to, you were forced to go to these careers fairs. So I thought to myself, wow, look at the difference between being in England and being forced out of it. I mean, it's not voluntary at all to go and speak to professionals who are eager and keen to speak to you versus home, where you don't have that. You have to physically seek out help. You have to physically go to the banks, go to the IT departments and talk to people. So that was actually one of the reasons why we created what we created, so that we don't have to, the future students at least, don't have to sort of struggle, if that makes sense, in the way that maybe some others would have to physically seek out. So hopefully this is a way of starting a conversation, having dialogue between businesses and students, getting to know persons who work in the businesses. So perhaps when you get to the interview stage later on, maybe in 5 years, you go to Bank of Nevis for an interview. The person who's interviewing you might be the person who's at the careers fair talking to you. So that's the hope. That's the hope, to form those connections, to network, and to get students thinking about what they want to do. So.
Indeed. Wow.
And to make education real, because obviously if you're in the classroom, you're insulated. But if you get out there and you interact, and you get better understanding, it makes sense. Very impressive. Very impressive, Gabriella.
Now we know there were some sponsors that helped you with this event. Are you willing to name some of them?
Of course.
All right.
Of course. Firstly, I should start by saying thank you so much to our sponsors. Obviously, NYCE is no cheap venture for obvious reasons. So we couldn't do this at all without the help of our sponsors. So we had this year, for platinum sponsors, we had the Bank of Nevis International Limited, and we had Daniel Brantley Attorneys at Law. For our gold sponsors, we had Bank of Nevis Limited, who were one of our sponsors last year, and they came back this year. We had 17 Degrees North Realtors, Ex-Petrol, and The Finished Touch Limited. Our silver sponsors this year were St. Kitts Nevis Anguilla National Bank Limited. Again, they were a sponsor last year and they've come back this year. KFC and Powett Elite Group. And lastly, for our bronze sponsors, we had Last Lap Bar, Hamilton Trust, Mac Pennies Limited, and Indian Summer Restaurant. So thank you to them. Then this would just be a thought without, the sponsorship that they provided us with. Some for 2 years in a row. So.
So you're naming some businesses on St. Kitts as well, so I can see why you'd get that push to expand to St. Kitts as well.
Definitely.
Wow.
They're really pushing that agenda. So we'll see. We'll see what we can do for the students in St. Kitts.
I don't know. I'm listening to all of this, and I'm getting really fascinated by the idea of students being able to engage professionals one-on-one. And I'm curious to know if there are, or if you are aware of any engagements where they talk about things like soft skills, customer service, if there are those themes that keep, coming up regardless of the particular career, and how important that is to you as you organize this event as well.
In terms of other events that speak on soft skills, etc.
Or even yours, just if it comes up incidentally.
Off the top of my head, I can't think of any other, but again, I'm sure there must be some that do something like this, or maybe teach students about soft skills, etc. But certainly that's something that we hope that the students get out of NYCE too, speaking to different industries. Clearly different industries would have different requirements. For example, we had hospitality both last year and this year. And obviously hospitality in themselves have different training, etc., that they have to go through. And I know that some of the, for example, culinary chefs and the hospitality industry were talking to the students about some of the training they have to do. So indirectly, they do get told about soft skills, etc. I can't say for certain whether there are any other NYCE-like sort of nonprofits that do something. But I think this would be a perfect opportunity to tell you about an upcoming nonprofit that I know about called Inspire SKN, which is looking to do something quite similar to what you just spoke about regarding soft skills. So this one, I have to speak about it. It's founded by my classmates, so Mr. Aaron Brown and Mr. Tokwan Martin Clark. And what it is essentially a forum where we speak to students about the scholarship opportunities that are available to the students in St. Kitts Nevis. And through that, we do plan. I've been asked to be co-director, hence we. I'm very excited for this program. And through that, we also plan to be talking to students about soft skills. That's one of the main reasons for Inspire SKN. Talk to students about soft skills, talk to students about what sort of things they should do to include in their applications for different universities, for different scholarship opportunities that the government is offering. So although I don't know of one now, I do know of one that's up and coming that plans to do just that. So watch your space.
Will do, Gabriella.
Gabriella has plans started for NYCE 3.
Yes, I can definitely say that. Obviously, we're still exhausted from NYCE 2. It's quite a hefty thing to put on. So we are still trying to sort of take a break, take a bit of a vacation from NYCE. But we are certainly thinking about NYCE 3 and perhaps St. Kitts version coming up. Who knows, in the years to come. So we certainly started thinking about it, how we can expand it, how we can cater to more businesses, more sponsors, maybe perhaps change the location so we can have even more students. We've also been asked whether we can make it an event or maybe perhaps have a separate event for younger students. So that's something we're considering too. So maybe students in the third form, second forms. So we certainly have started the planning for NYCE 3, and we're certainly looking to expand it. In what ways? Not sure yet, but we're certainly looking forward to NYCE 3.
Well, we want to make this process as seamless as possible for you. So how do people get in touch with you if they're listening and they say, you know what, I want to be part of this venture, I want to sponsor, I want to contribute in some way?
Okay, so I would say the main mode of communication for us is our email. So that's Nevis Youth Careers with an S, Expo @gmail.com. So again, that's Nevis Youth Careers Expo @gmail.com. And our cell number is 665-8558.
Wow. I'm jealous. And this is so unfair because all of these opportunities, and you're doing great things, you and your team. So I can't wait to see what you do when you actually come to St. Kitts, because you wouldn't believe it. As I'm listening to you right now, I'm going over all these things and I say, okay, Nevis is nice. You've got the NYCE. What are you going to do when you have to add an SK to that? I can't wait to see. So that's a challenge for you.
I was thinking about it. Actually, it's a valid question because I've thought of this. I'm thinking maybe Skies, St. Kitts Youth Careers Expo, Skies and Nice. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know.
Okay, you've got something.
I don't want to sort of count my chickens before they hatch, so we don't know yet.
Okay.
But and I do need to speak to my co-director, Honorable General Nisbet, about this because we haven't had the conversation yet. It's just something that it's looming and everybody's talking about and wondering, okay, are we going to expand it? But if we do, I think Skies has a sort of ring to it. I really do. So,
you're reading my mind. You're reading my mind, Gabriella. So definitely, I endorse that one.
Yeah. How about a combination too, Gabriella? Like you just combine the two. So
yes,
one year St. Kitts goes to Nevis, and the next year Nevis comes to St. Kitts, so the kids can get the exchange experience.
Yeah, it's just finding a venue that will be big enough to host 5th and 6th form students from the entire federation. It'd just be a matter of, I would probably have to change venue. That's for sure. But yeah.
Well, it's been a delight speaking with you. Yeah. Great to see you live, because the last time you were here it was just your photo. So great to see you animated. And all the best with your studies, and continue to do great things. We know we're going to hear from you again, so we're looking forward to that.
Thank you so much. Lovely for being here. Thank you so much for having me.
Yes,
A pleasure.
you're welcome.
More GMSKN in a flash. Everyone, stay tuned.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
各位朋友，大家好. Greetings, my lovely people. I'm Chantel, residing in Taiwan. 12 hours time difference. It's nighttime here, morning time in SK. I'm busy and on the go. However, I always manage to keep up to date with what's happening in SK. All thanks to Good Morning SKN. Good morning SKN. Ciao, bango!
Yo, this is your boy Smiley of the Grandmasters Band, and you're watching GMSKN. Hey, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're watching GMSKN. What up?
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN. Chinese New Year, also called Lunar New Year, is the festival that celebrates the beginning of a new year for the traditional lunisolar Chinese calendar. Let's learn some more about this interesting aspect of Chinese culture. So the Lunar New Year. The Lunar New Year is typically celebrated for 16 days, starting on the eve of the celebration, this year falling on January 21st, 2023. It is followed by 15 days of the Chinese New Year from January 22 to February 9th. This year, we usher in the new year of the rabbit. Do you know what they say about a rabbit when you see a rabbit?
No, but I know you're going to tell her.
It's good luck.
Oh, okay.
It's good luck to see a rabbit. He said, I know you're going to tell me.
I figured that's why you asked, so.
Yeah, it's good luck to see rabbits. But I love rabbits, though, especially the white ones with the red eyes. We had two. One's name was Waveney. That's the white one with the red eyes, and Roy was the brown one. Yeah, I miss those rabbits, but they're with Jesus now.
Never mind. All right. Origins. The origins of the Chinese New Year are steeped in legend. One legend is that thousands of years ago, a monster named Nian or Year, I hope it's Nian, maybe, would attack villagers at the beginning of each new year. The monster was afraid of loud noises, bright lights, and the color red, so things were used to chase the beast away. And the only thing I can think of that's parallel to this in our context is the taxes attack everybody at the New Year. So, hey, that works. Bring in the taxes. All right.
Oh my gosh,
Is that the monster that gets everybody?
Yep, the taxes.
All right. Interesting, though. That's the legend that attacks the villagers.
Yeah, but he doesn't like noise, doesn't like bright lights, and the color red. So if you have a rabbit with a red eye, you just use that rabbit. Yep, get him away. Maybe he might think the rabbit is cute too. So he's like, oh, I gotta go.
Yeah.
Celebrations to usher out the old year and bring forth the luck and prosperity of the new one. Therefore, the celebrations often include firecrackers, fireworks, and red clothes and decorations. So red is really a Chinese color. They are true to that dot in their flag. Jamie's like, you're not going to get me involved in international.
That's all I'm saying. I didn't say anything at all. I said absolutely nothing.
Yeah, but red. So they're keeping it red. Firecracker, fireworks, red clothes, and decorations.
Chinese astrology. In Chinese astrology, 2023 is the year of the water rabbit, also known as the year of the black rabbit, in addition to the 12-year cycle of animals in the Chinese zodiac.
So there's the water rabbit, there's a black rabbit, there's a rabbit. So we see where Bugs Bunny hangs out.
What? Never mind. Quit answering.
Chinatown, yeah.
What does Bugs Bunny have to do with this?
He's a rabbit.
He's a rabbit. Oh, okay.
He's a rabbit.
Guys, Bugs Bunny's never mind.
Or according to Elmer Fudd, he's a wabbit. Each animal is associated with one of the 5 elements: wood, fire, earth, metal, and water, which are associated with their own life force or chi and corresponding luck and fortune. See a lot of these chi in cartoons.
The rabbit is the symbol of longevity, peace, and prosperity in Chinese culture. Thus, 2023 is predicted to be a year of hope.
I like that. So, get a rabbit, you live longer. Get a rabbit, you'll be peaceful. Get a rabbit, you'll be rich. Do you see all the reasons why you get a rabbit? That's where the rabbit's foot's lucky. Ha!
Okay.
It's not working with me here, guys. Do you feel me? Do you feel me, GMSK Nation? Get a rabbit and all these good things will happen for you. I don't have enough space to get a next rabbit. Yeah, so yeah. The rabbit of 2023 falls under the wood element, with water as the complementary element. Since water helps wood trees to grow, 2023 will be a strong wood year. Strong wood year. Thus, this is a good year for people with wood in the zodiac sign. Okay. So that means if there's wood in your sign, you should start building.
That's what that means?
I'm just asking you what you
I don't know. Do I look Chinese to you? I'm sorry. Do I look Chinese to any of you?
Just dive deep.
I don't think so.
You know, I'm going to go home and I'm going to Google this because I like to know. So I'm going to see if my sign is in that sign, and then I'm going to get some wood and start building. Yeah.
All right.
OC doesn't entertain me. It's like, yeah, Cortensia. Run along.
What will the year bring? The rabbit symbolizes patience and luck. 2023 will bring qualities that may have been lacking in the previous year, such as peace and success. We expect this year to be less dramatic or tumultuous than the last year of the tiger.
But it's funny enough, right? We are speaking on all of this and don't mean to be a damper on things. You notice the last two situations we had where they were attacking these people. I wonder if they believe that the luck and the positivity and the longevity and the prosperity is ways off. So I really hope it gets better for them. I really do. We will see a positive influence on people who are impulsive or unrealistic as they become more level-headed and practical.
Yeah, that's quite a bit to digest. All right, so the year of the rabbit is going to be a favorable time for most zodiac signs. We can expect success in love and career advancement. Sounds like I'm reading my horoscope. With no significant health concerns. Additionally, financial success will be easier to achieve this year. It really does sound like I'm reading my horoscope. Or someone else's horoscope. Might be yours.
Ooh, so this is yours?
I didn't say it was.
Can I lean on you?
I didn't say it was, Cortensia.
Can I do like some odd? So can I borrow $2 until tomorrow then? As he said, wait until tomorrow then. So let's hope financial success is easier for the entire world to achieve this year. We tried in 2020. Stuff happened. So let's hope it's better this year. And that's all we have for you for the Chinese New Year. Much more after this break. So you got to stay tuned to see what's up next.
No cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom. No cash, no card, no problem. Jad, embrace the freedom. shit.
An exotic experience.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Good morning, SKN and Studio 327. This is Tao Batiste, one of your biggest fans. Just you're doing a lot of things well. Keep on that trajectory. Greatness, greatness, greatness.
This is lyrical. I just want to say blessings to you. There are a happy place in the life if you live in there. A happy place in the life if you live in there. Cause them at a happy place in the life. And they can't change. And they just come out here to do right. So whether day or night, they will never ever change. Blessings, blessings, and blessings.
Seven small business owners received grants from the Caribbean Development Bank, CDB, after completing a business improvement plan on January 26, 2023. Here with us now is Terrace Ambrose Versailles, Research and Communications Officer in the Ministry of Tourism, and she's going to tell us all about this initiative. First off, welcome back to GMSKN and Happy New Year to you.
Good morning, and thank you for having me back.
Our pleasure.
All right, so I did say that you were going to tell us about the initiative, so let's start with the why.
The why. Well, the Future Tourism Business Improvement Plan and the project itself was created at a time when persons needed the assistance. It was created back in 2021 when St. Kitts and the region had COVID. And it was basically produced or introduced to help those most vulnerable in society, mainly women-owned businesses. It spanned an 18-month course, and it had 3 components. One was to open a dialogue between countries so that they could create policies that would best help persons in during that time. And from there, they would create what is called the financial assistance and the mentorship, which is the knowledge management aspect of it. So it was created basically to help persons maneuver these unforeseen circumstances.
18 months.
18 months course. Well, I should say there were 2 groups. The first cohort, they started in 2021 actually, and they had a similar experience where they had to have their mentorship done. They had business, they created their business improvement plan, and also had their one-on-one session in terms of the implementation of the funds. And the second group is a unique group because they entered knowing that they were not going to receive any funding, but they were enthusiastic. They decided that this was something worth doing, and because of their enthusiasm and their enthusiasm to showing that they want this, the persons within the UNDP group in Barbados decided, you know what, I'm going to help them further. And in November of last year, we got a call from the group in Barbados saying that we have an assistance for them. So I set out with my colleagues in Nevis, especially Miss Vanessa Webb. She's a tourism officer in Nevis, and we went about contacting the different ministries who are involved, which I will name shortly. And we contacted the stakeholders, the 7, to let them know that they are indeed eligible to receive funds.
So how was this received when you contacted them?
They were very, very grateful for it because, again, knowledge is one thing, but that little extra went a long way for them.
So the persons that were chosen for the first cohort that received the benefit, how were they chosen? Who are they, and how many were they?
Well, that in itself was a challenge for us because when we got the invitation from the Ministry of Sustainable Development, we had to go through our stakeholder list, and we literally, my team and I, we called everybody we knew. We let them know that this is an opportunity for them. Sign up. You never know what could happen, but go right ahead. Over 100 persons, business owners signed up. It went down to 41. Then based on whatever happened, went down to 21 persons between St. Kitts and Nevis, and they stuck it right through. You had instructors from UWI, the Financial Institute of Business Management from Frankfurt University. They were there giving the courses as well. We had mentors from St. Kitts, especially Dr. Tamara Brown. They were there giving mentorship as well, and they stuck through it. They created a business improvement plan, and at the end, they received the funding and the mentorship as well.
I can only imagine how nerve-wracking it might have been for some of the participants because you're talking about the dwindling of the numbers. Yes. So for those who actually stayed the course, let's talk a little bit about some of the lessons that they learned more specifically that you're aware of.
Well, it would be whatever information that was needed to help improve the business. We weren't privy to a lot of the information because we were like the outside man, the mediator. So it's basically between the mentor and the grant recipient at the time. So it would have been anything for a business improvement plan, what you needed financial, to build your financial acumen, anything that was needed to create or to improve your business, it was done. And so it had aspect of marketing as well, the digitization of your business so that they could maneuver themselves in an era when everybody was going digital. We were no longer in an area where we could meet face to face. So it was best that they at least have that know-how, how to maneuver themselves.
Well, that one is definitely important. Everything is important, but that one, particularly navigating that space in which the pandemic operated, then that was important indeed.
So you mentioned naming some of the institutions that collaborated on these initiatives and their individual roles.
Well, firstly, the Caribbean Development Bank, they were the principal finance agency for the entire program. Then you have the UNDP, which is United Nations Development Program Office in Barbados, and they were responsible for creating the program itself. And the information was filtered through the Ministry of Sustainable Development, which they got in contact with us, Ministry of Tourism, Federal Ministry of Tourism, and as well the Ministry of Finance. We're the go-betweens, because with these type of things, you need that level of authority and that transparency, so that when opportunities like these come in the future, there isn't any, So we have to make sure everything was above board. So that was our role, being the mediator, making sure that everything is as it's just supposed to be. Yes. The recipients do what they're supposed to, make sure that their reports, the receipts, whatever documents that they need to ensure that the funds are used in the way that it is intended is done. So that's our job. That's our role.
Okay, so you're holding the hands afterwards to make sure that everybody does what they set out to do.
Yeah. We basically, hold their hands, let them know. Remember, next week you have reports coming up. Make sure that it is done. Make sure that you can get in contact with Mr. Guiara, which is the liaison officer in Barbados, to ensure that all your reports are in, and so there are no issues on our end and on their end either.
Okay, so they're really in charge now of, let's say, setting the course for their business in ways that I suppose they were never able to understand or even comprehend before. All right, so when we talk about that in the space of businesses, let's talk about the types of businesses that you're aware of that those participants represented.
Well, it was a myriad of businesses. You had from food and beverages, travel and trade. You had businesses that were in what you might call it, property management. You had the whole service in that, the whole spectrum was there. You had skincare businesses. Those were in agro-processors, manufacturing, all sorts of businesses. Once you qualified as a micro, medium, small enterprise that had some link in the tourism sector, you qualified for it. Mm-hmm.
I love the linkages. I guess this is a conversation that we're going to have, because I'm looking at it, I'm like, okay, I can understand skincare, I guess, now that I'm thinking about it out loud when it comes to, that service that you're providing. Maybe tourists want to get that. Mm-hmm. Some of the others, I'm thinking, but you've already done that. You've already looked at the linkages.
Yes, because at the end of the day, there are actually 8 subsectors within the tourism umbrella. And you may not think it, but we are all linked some way. Whatever you do in the construction business, whatever you do in terms of creating a product or service that not only I could use, but the visitors can use, you have that, there are linkages everywhere. So there are opportunities for everybody. Everybody.
I see what you did. All right. We'll be back with more with terrors in the second station.
Good morning, SKN. Wagwan. Yo, it's Bensley Lad coming to you live from Jamaica. You see it already. See me, I say Caribbean people stand up, and I love this. This show is very important. You understand me? Yeah, man. Studio 327. Bensley Lad. It's a big up. See me, I say. I'm the whole innocent crew. Yeah, man. More love.
Yo, this is your boy Smiley of the Grandmasters Band, and you're watching GMSKN. Hey, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're watching GMSKN. What up?
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Welcome back to Good Morning SKN as we continue our conversation with Therese Ambrose Versailles, Research and Communications Officer within the Ministry of Tourism. Mistress Versailles, can you give us some of the guidelines in the memorandum?
Well, it's basically separated in 8 sections. One lists the scope, the purpose of the project, the scope, to basically ensure that you understand that you're getting a certain amount and the reason for having the project. Then you have the background information that lists the name of the person, their business, and as well you have the funding area. Again, lists out what the money is intended to do. You cannot do anything else apart from that. Any other expense that you may incur is on you as the business operator. You have a section for arbitration. So just in case, so far, we knock wood, nothing has happened. But just in case it does, we first like to, have that sit down, have that peaceful resolution. If it doesn't happen, then it goes to legal. And for legal, it means the Attorney General's office. Indeed. That's what it is. And basically it says that you as the recipient have certain responsibilities. You are granted this opportunity, use the money wisely and to improve your business. And the other end of the spectrum, us as the ministry, as the mediator, we are there to ensure that you do what you are supposed to as the recipient of the grant.
Like that.
Yeah.
All right, so I was asking you before about the amount that the participants received and whether it was the same or whether it's different based on the need.
Well, in the first round of things that happened with the first cohort, they would have received between $4,000 to $6,500 US. Again, that was done in 2 tranches. And with this group, because they weren't supposed to get any funding, and based on what the mentors saw in them, they decided, you know what, I'm going to help them out, and they got between $16,051. So it was across the board for everybody to help with their business.
All right, so I can imagine, and this is just me thinking out loud again, with you here, of course, benefit of your knowledge and experience to ask, but if we're working on a business improvement plan and then we have to say to you, this is how we want to use the money, then you're going to look at that business improvement plan to see exactly what those needs are and how they're aligned with it?
Yes, because you have to do a situation analysis. You can't know what your issues are if you don't look at what has been going on. So throughout the course, it's a 12 weeks course, they would have been working on that business improvement plan, again, along with their mentors. So based on whatever knowledge that they would have learned, it would have been applied to the business improvement plan. And that as well helped with the selection process. So based on what they produce, that helped with the selection process in terms of who would have been the person receiving the funding.
And they were aware of this going in, so
yes.
It was a little competitive.
I would imagine it was very competitive. It would have been very competitive.
So the 7 persons that were chosen, they fit the criteria?
Yes, they did. You had to have been a legitimate business, operating or about to operate, up to date with your income tax. One of the criteria that they were very adamant about was that to focus on those most vulnerable in society, mainly women. The service sector is dominated by women, and COVID impacted us in a way that we've never seen. And when you're looking at the numbers and you're seeing that our service sector fell 72.3%, you know that there were persons hurting out there. So that was one of the main criteria. Even though that was a requirement, it was open to both sexes. So both men and women were able to qualify for the virtual learning sessions.
Oh, well, it's very interesting when you say businesses that were operating or about to operate, because I can see, again, some thought being given to the fact that people were forced to work for themselves, and so to give them that extra push, as it were, before they could even open the doors.
A lot of persons didn't know that the COVID-19 would have placed them in certain situations, so you had to be agile and think, and it was a survival of the fittest for a lot of persons within the service sector.
Wow.
It's good to know that we have persons like you and entities working together to ensure that there's that safety net, as it were.
We try to, we know we're limited as a government entity, and whenever these sorts of opportunities arise, we try as much as possible to look for our stakeholders, encourage them, because it was a feat to get a lot of people to sign up. You would think that it was yes, no, and I think it was the fatigue of COVID-19 and the fact that they weren't seeing the big pictures yet, because it was a lot of work. One of the things we realized that a lot of persons were not equipped in terms of having the proper devices, the proper infrastructure in terms of network, maneuvering or using these devices. So those were a lot of the drawbacks for persons who took part in the session. So it really helped us as decision makers coming from the ministry to understand where we need to be. Because one of the uniqueness of this program is that St. Kitts, along with 5 other countries, was used as a case study to create a diagnostic report. We are now in possession of that report, and obviously it will help us in the future. And yes, a lot of the use aspects were highlighted. So
I don't want to put you on the spot, because obviously you have a report that we contributed to in some way. Are you at liberty to discuss any of it?
No, because I have not discussed it with the minister.
That's true. So this is where we're putting it out there. That once you have, perhaps we can have subsequent discussion on that, because I'm sure that data is going to be very meaningful.
It is.
All right, well, Towers Ambrose for Sunday, thank you so much. Always a pleasure to see you. Thank you so much for coming and shedding light on a very important project.
What is going on? What is going on? It is my thank you. And, you know, having this platform to let persons know that these sorts of opportunities are there, we appreciate that as well. Thank you.
That's so
You're very welcome.
Thank you. More GMSKN in a bit. Stay tuned.
Dreamy Decor specializes in flowers for all events, from birthdays to weddings and any other special occasion. What's a better way to express to the people you love than by providing the finest selection of beautiful flowers and gifts? So when you think of flowers, think of us, Dreamy Decor.
Yeah.
An exotic experience.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom. cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Good morning. This is Karen of Paris and support from Paris, Vermont. I will want to encourage y'all to sign on to Good Morning SKN every morning from 8 to 10 at Studio 327. Thanks.
Yo, this is your boy Smiley of the Grandmasters Band, and you're watching GMSKN. Hey, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're watching GMSKN. What up?
It is time for us to loosen up. Jamie is supposed to join in. Loosen up the shoulders. Today we will be sharing our thoughts and on some hot takes or unpopular opinions. As always, we want to know your views, so we invite you to comment your stance on these hot takes. Without further ado, let's get to the hot takes. Almost sounded like a rap song. Unpopular opinion: podcasts aren't worth listening to. I don't know. Jamie, what do you think?
Are you kidding? That's a whole industry. They are worth listening to.
A whole industry. Jamie, correct is right, boy. A whole industry. I listen to a lot of, I won't say podcasts, I listen to a lot of speeches and stuff, but not the podcast. But the podcasts that have been popping up on my YouTube.
I knew you were going to say that.
Yes.
I knew you were going to say that.
Has been those of Krishan Rock and Blueface. I'm like, what? Why do I keep getting these? Why? And then there was one with Akon yesterday saying that men can produce without women. So he said just put the sperm in the incubator and whatever. And somebody wrote in the comment, obviously he doesn't know how biology works. Yeah.
Give it time. Science can do a lot of things. Give it time.
Maybe he's onto something. Maybe he knows something.
Give it time.
So podcast.
Yeah, I disagree with this one. Definitely.
Yeah.
I think it's an unpopular opinion.
Yeah.
That podcasts are not worth listening to. Podcasts are definitely worth listening to. And you've got genres. Let's talk about that for a second. You've got genres. You've got different things that you can listen to, different hosts, if you like a particular host, talking about the same things, talking about different things. It's just, very unpopular as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah. So in Jamie's opinion, in my opinion, it's an unpopular opinion because it's popular.
Nobody really likes avocados. Well,
unpopular.
Well,
somebody just gave us 2 thumbs up. He's probably the only person who don't like avocado. You don't like avocado too?
It's an acquired taste. And when I was younger, I didn't like it at all. And now, I didn't like them at all since it's pluralized. But I do now.
I love me a bad guac. I think you are correct. In the younger stages of my life, it tastes funny.
Mm-hmm.
But once you add a little salt and pepper to that.
No. What are you talking about?
In
unadulterated, please.
My country of birth, Guyana, we add salt and pepper to everything. We pickle mangoes, we pickle gooseberries, we pickle everything we can find. Yes, we are picklers.
And it's clearly cultural because I like the unadulterated taste of the avocado.
We even add Himalayan pink salt to pineapples. Well, I do the pink salt because it's healthier. But yeah, we put salt in pineapples. It gives it a zhuzh. Try it, guys. Don't knock it before you try it. Jamie, you too.
Really? Okay. Yeah. We'll see about that one. Definitely an unpopular opinion. I think that people actually do like avocados, and you can't call them nobodies.
Yeah, avocados has been making a hit for years now, and especially with those guacs in those Mexican restaurants.
Well, there's that as well.
Wow, you gotta eat avocado. So this is another unpopular opinion. Not true. That's unpopular too.
The fifth.
Oh my gosh, he pulled a DT on me today. Mustard is not bad. Listen, mustard and potato salad. I mix my mustard with my mayo, with my peppers, with my onions. I give it a little paprika sprinkle, sprinkle a little chili. Mustard even in my macaroni pie. It's thebomb.com. Mustard and ketchup goes well together in my macaroni pie because I like to make it Bajan style. You don't want anything with that. Mustard, unpopular. In Cortensia's eyes, unpopular.
Can we count the number of times that Cortensia has said thebomb.com on this show? Like, seriously? Can we have a game where we guess how close we are to that? Because we've heard it a lot. All right.
But it is thebomb.com.
Everything. It's like, we can even do a segment. Weirdest thing that she said something is thebomb.com for. Let's go. Here we go. Is it true or false? Mustard is thebomb.com.
It is thebomb.com. So this opinion is unpopular. Guys, try mustard in your mac pie with some ketchup. You ain't want nothing with that. The taste is
mustard in your what with ketchup? What did you just say?
Mustard and ketchup in your mac pie.
In your what pie?
Macaroni pie.
Sorry, let's move on.
Don't knock it till you try.
Lord.
GMSK Nation, tell me if you've done that. Let
ketchup in your macaroni pie.
And mustard. Jamie in the roux, in the sauce that you make to pour in the pie without egg.
Ketchup
and mustard.
I'm sorry, guys. This is foreign to me. So clearly it came from a different place.
Did you eat the macaroni pie in Barbados?
Foreign.
Did you eat the macaroni?
No. I made my own Cortensia. I cooked for myself.
So Jamie can cook y'all? Ooh. Okay, Jamie, try it. Jamie, try it. Don't knock it until you try it. Please try it.
Yeah, I think I'm going to be scarred by ketchup after this. Because it's bringing up other bad memories with ketchup and people have prepared things. So I don't know. Maybe that's what it is. I'm scarred.
So this opinion doesn't work for you.
Well, mustard. Okay, it passes. Okay, I think it's unpopular.
Okay. But mustard and ketchup don't go into hot dogs. And they work together well, right?
Hot dogs. You're talking about macaroni pie. You're talking about something that you bake.
I'm going to bake a whole pie and bring it here, and you won't even know mustard's in there.
Yeah.
The taste it gives to the pie. Oh.
Must be acquired. Harry Potter movies are overrated. How about this one? Harry Potter movies are overrated. Well, when they first came out, I didn't know what the craze was about. And recently, like about 3 or 4 months ago, I went through, I was hooked. I was like, this is Harry Potter. This is a great story. The visual is great. Everything is great. I got it. So I don't think that they are overrated at all now. So I think this is an unpopular opinion. What do you say?
I cannot comment because, I never watched it. I went on the ride though.
Hogwarts Academy. Yeah, that's what it is.
I went on the Hogwarts ride. That's the most.
Train is leaving from, 9.5. I forgot that train station where you literally have to walk through a brick wall to get to where the trains are. I mean, who doesn't like that? Imagination, right? So no, they're not overrated at all.
Okay. According to Jamie, I'll let him have his opinion. Never watched it, so I can't knock it. Double texting doesn't deserve a bad reputation. What do they mean by double texting? Like texting and texting back? Is that
no, I get the impression that there are some people, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I'm going to look to you guys for cues on this. But there are some people who'd prefer to see one message,
Mm-hmm.
and then you wait for the reply if you have it, as opposed to one message, then another message, then another message, and then you have to wait for a reply. So that double texting thing. All right. So in that case,
Okay.
yeah, there's some. It's like you just keep lighting up my phone. Ding, ding, ding. Hi. One message. What's up? Another message. You stay long to reply. They don't know what you're doing. Do you remember? Another message.
Jamie seems like he would have been a victim of double texting.
And the perpetrator, believe it or not.
Guys,
I've been on both sides.
He got an eye.
So,
he got an eye.
I didn't realize I was in violation until somebody pointed it out. It's like, I hate when people do this. I'm like, and it was on blast with it. It wasn't me that they were talking about. They were like, I hate when people do this. And I was like, wait, that's a thing? Oh, well, that makes sense. So what I try to do now is that this is really bad. If you've ever received messages from me when I've had time to sit and think about them, I will literally paragraph my messages to you and send you one message. There's space in there. It's like, yeah, paragraph 1 is done. Here's paragraph 2. Definitely we don't get to paragraph 3, but to avoid sending multiple messages, because I know some people just don't like that, I just go with, okay, let's paragraph things.
That was my monthly's laugh.
Does anybody, am I the only one who paragraphs their messages? As opposed to getting 11 messages from the person, then you don't even know what you're replying to? Seriously?
That makes a lot of sense.
Line
A
by
paragraph when it's necessary, but I like to send voice notes because sometimes typing is too much. Although they say voice notes aren't really good because they can be placed all over the place. Yeah, but I'm just careful of my voice. That's all.
I don't care. I let you hear my voice all the time. Hey, what can I do? You have my voice anyway, right?
But yeah. Unpopular opinion. Take that back. Whoever said that. Marvel movies lack imagination. Never. How could you? No. Neither of the two do.
So the
DC
plot
or
isn't
Marvel.
really the same? The world is going to be destroyed and you need a superhero to come save you?
But
That's not it? Am I missing it?
it's not the same
that-
all the time.
No, I'm just asking, is that not?
It has all of them has a different kick.
A different kick, okay.
Yeah,
So
that's
you-
when it came together. It was a fusion of the different kicks. You know?
Oh, I see, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh. Mhm.
Yeah. So that's an unpopular opinion in my eyes.
Yeah, I've watched a few. Okay, I guess it's unpopular, which is why it's unpopular. I think they're imaginative, but the plot really is the same. It's just what happens in between. Because it's like, there's a superhero that's going to emerge. There's going to be a problem that needs to be solved. Oh, there's a villain that's going to come up. And in the end, somehow, the superhero is going to save the world or die trying. But the world will be redeemed anyway.
Yeah. It will be saved.
It happens every time, in every movie that I've seen. With different details, of course, which is where the imagination comes in. Same thing, am I wrong?
I like how Jamie's ensuring
Has Superman ever not saved the world? I don't know. I don't even know if he's Marvel, but Batman, has he ever failed? Like, seriously?
Yeah.
Finally, has he ever failed? Ultimately?
Remember that one when he was in that deep pit? Yeah,
Oh, so Batman
broke
died?
his back. No, he didn't die.
Well, that's
Just
my
his
point.
back was broken, and then he had to be nursed back to health. And
He was nursed back to health, and what happened?
he ended up being the superhero.
Well, there you go.
of the
Do you
day.
see my point? Okay, here we go.
But he had to suffer, just like how they normally use kryptonite against Superman, and he suffered.
Yeah, and
he
Superman
crawls,
died,
and
right?
Yeah.
And the world was without Superman.
And then he came back because somebody.
Well, do you see the point?
Okay, Jeremy, you win. You're just not gonna let me live it down that they still save the world. All right, fair enough.
All right, so the unpopular opinion, waffles are better than pancakes. Hey, do you remember the time we tried to make waffles here? Never mind.
They came out well.
They came out well?
Yeah,
They came out
well.
Of the machine.
But they
But
ate
not
well.
not the way that they should have.
They ate well. Okay, we're making waffles again so we can redeem ourselves.
Oh, are we saying we? That was you, by the way. I
No,
swear
speaking
somebody.
French, Jamie and
I swear somebody was trying to set me up. I joked about it. I'm like, if that were me, they would have said it was me, but it was you managing that machine. Thankfully, it wasn't
It
me.
just had a little spillover. That's all it was. Nothing else.
Yeah, that's nice. And I even missed the kicker. Waffles are better than pancakes. Somebody actually debates this?
No, never. Pancakes has been around for ages. Waffles is a new thing.
Aren't they the same thing,
No,
basically?
they are the same mixture. It's just thrown in a different thing. But the original pancake that your mom made at home is better than the box waffle.
We're not talking about the original pancake. We're looking at two things that literally slice them down the middle. They're the same thing. It's just the exterior that's a little different. All right? Am I wrong? The waffles look more interesting. That's it.
Waffles are playful, like Jell-O, because I like to take Jell-O with my hand and shake it before I eat it. So the waffles are playful. You can put things in them, and the pancake is not as playful. They fall off. The waffles has a pop.
Fall off of what? How big is your plate?
Okay, Jamie, if you wanted to put fruits in the section of the waffles, like the little boxes, let's say the little boxes, you can do that. You put fruit on a pancake and you're not paying attention, all your fruit's going to roll off the pancake, especially if it's not banana or strawberries that you can
fruit
cut.
To the side, and you can use a fork and a knife. And
Pancakes, man. Pancakes been around for centuries. Waffles just came in and did a little copying, and yeah.
Yeah, I don't think
pancakes.
Yeah, that's unpopular to me too.
Yeah, pancakes.
Although they're basically the same thing.
Old school.
Just like the Marvel movies. All right.
You are not gonna shade my Marvel movies. Remember, you are out Marveled in here, so be careful.
Ooh, is that another threat, guys? I'm shaking. Is that another threat? Remember that day? You guys were threatening. Am I gonna go missing?
I do not know what me speak.
Am I not coming back?
Putting a full stop at the end of a text makes it seem more aggressive. No, putting an exclamation mark at the end of a text is more aggressive. Yeah.
People actually are offended by full stops, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
English is not popular anymore. Proper English, let me see. Proper English is not popular anymore. But for me to put
Who says the English?
Oh gosh. But the fact that we're going to put a full stop at the end of a sentence, like we were taught from yay old to yay old, and it's going to be a problem, then I don't understand.
It's not. That is an unpopular opinion. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, you had to segment your thoughts, especially if you're somebody who paragraphs, by the way. You don't want run on. Although I've seen those things on paper. Gosh, it's like, punctuation marks, please.
Use them.
Yeah.
Unpopular.
Yeah, I think this is unpopular.
Indeedy. GMSKN Nation, I hope you are commenting as well. Let us know in the comments what you think about these opinions that we think are unpopular.
If you are a morning person, you are more productive than what? Someone who is not a morning person? Someone who sleeps in and gets things done anyway while you are in bed? Are you kidding me? I think
that's
this is
the narrative
unpopular.
that's sold, if early to bed, early to rise makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise.
What's the opposite of that? Did we ever ask about the opposite? Did we say
No, we didn't,
late to bed? What's the opposite?
I don't know.
Exactly.
But I'm just telling you what the narrative is that we would have known since we were children. That's what they feed us. That if you wake up early, you catch your first worm. The person that wake up late, they ain't got no food, no waffle, no pancakes. You know that vibe? Yeah. So
I feel like I've debated this before here. The early bird catches the worm. I'm like, really? That's why all the birds are out. What happens after that worm is gone? Do they not eat? They do.
Yeah.
It is what it is, right? So if you're a morning person, you're more productive. That's, as you say, that's what we were sold. That's what we were told.
But it's unpopular. We know that.
Well, I guess is it unpopular?
No. It's not. I just lost it.
All right.
Yeah.
Guys, Cortensia just lost it.
Yo, it's not true then. Let me say, it's not true. It's not true. It's not true. It's not.
All right, she found it. All right, unpopular opinion. Making the bed is a pointless chore. Absolutely not.
Absolutely not. My mom always told me as a kid, if you fall down when you're on the road and somebody had to bring you home, make sure your bed make up so they don't go say anything bad about you. So I try my best to ensure that my bed is made before I leave my house. So if I fall down, mind you, you're taking me to a smooth bed. Thank you.
I love the way your parents seem to deal in extremes. It's like, what's the worst thing that can happen?
I can fall on the road?
Yeah. But not that you've survived and they're bringing you home. It's like they're bringing you home. But your bed is not made.
Yeah, and that's bad. Just like when your mom would say, Jamie, Lanny's coming over for a barbecue. Clean up your room.
I don't think my mom has ever said that. Because the grill is not in my room.
Exactly.
Does any of you have a grill in your room? In your bed?
This is
I just
what I
ask
don't understand. Why is our room needed to be cleaned up back then? Or make sure this clean or make sure that clean. But back then, remember, it was show and tell. We didn't have pictures. So they were bringing everybody around the house to show them how this look. And if your room look untidy, you're in problems. And you are correct. The grill is not in my room, so why am I cleaning up my room?
Does anybody else realize that you love to clean? Or at least share a lot of cleaning stories about rooms? Am I the only one who sees
But Jamie, no, it's true. It's how our parents were.
Yesterday it was that you were not completing your goal of cleaning the room. And today it's like, clean up your room because somebody's coming over for a barbecue.
Yeah.
All right, anyway, that's where we're going to end it today. We'll be back in a moment with more GMSK ads. Stay tuned. Yeah.
An exotic experience.
No cash, no card, no problem. Dad, embrace the freedom.
Yo, this is your boy Smiley of the Grandmasters Band and you're watching GMSKN. Hey, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, just make sure you're watching GMSKN. What up?
No, we're not done yet. We have more show for you. In this edition of Time Machine, we will be taking a trip down memory lane to speak about outdoor games from the 80s and 90s. So, you know what? Head to our comments and let us know which games you played as a child or which games you saw other people play as children. Maybe some were your favorite. Maybe you wished that you had some. God knows, a couple might have been on my Christmas list that I never got because Santa didn't come to the Caribbean since we didn't have chimneys. In any event, moving on. Let's check out these games. Hide and seek. Okay, yeah, definitely.
Famed game.
Everybody played that.
That was a famed game.
Everybody played that.
You remember when you hide and then nobody seeked you? Because your hiding spot was that good?
All I know is that I used to play hide and seek in town when I saw my teachers on a weekend. It's like nobody wants to see you.
Jamie, your hide and seek is bad.
Is that bad?
Yeah.
Nobody ever did this? Like, seriously, you're walking in town and you just happen to see your teacher, like, what? Not
I
today.
swore when you saw your teachers in town back in our days, you weren't supposed to mess with them. Because when you go to school on Monday, you're in problems. Yeah. So, but yeah, I could agree with you, but I hardly ever saw my. Then again, maybe I wasn't allowed in town. How about that?
Oh, well, that's you. All right.
I didn't say it was me.
Maybe that was you.
Gosh. So maybe that's why I never bumped into my teachers.
Hide and seek. Everybody played this. That was a fun game. You were hiding behind a tree. You were hiding.
As I said, sometimes you hit so far, they never seeked you, and then you're there. Aren't they going to get me? And then you hear the games going on without you.
Well, you know, it's weird. I mean, if they were to find you, they never saw you. Well, yeah, that's what it is.
Oh, my word.
All right. Hide and seek. That's number one.
Capture the flag. Nope.
Is this a war type game?
It sounds that way.
Capture the flag? I never heard of that
Never
before.
heard of that. That's definitely not Caribbean. Have you ever played bush cook? I know about bush cook. Yeah.
Don't know that either.
You cook in a bush? In a milk can?
Okay, yeah. I'm being attacked here by this invisible fly. Help me out here. Is it following the food that you have? Imaginary food, bush cook?
Bush cook. Maybe he just heard me say bush cook and he thinks food's around.
I have one for you. Fly swatter. I've played that.
I ain't got no food.
I have that right now.
I have no food, boy, behave.
Attack of the killer fly. No, never played capture.
We all played this, Jamie. Hopscotch. And then eventually, imagine we drew our hopscotch in the dust with a stick. And then eventually chalk came out, made it a bit more bougie. But we were drawing it in the mud, anything we could. Listen, I enjoyed growing up. And then we had the quarter or the stone or the cork or whatever we used to throw in the various boxes to stop. Because if you threw it out, then you were done. Or if when you had to jump over that, you lost your footing, you were done.
I wish I could say I was paying you attention. I was looking at the fly. It's like, please don't come back.
It's gonna come back. Ooh, this favorite one. Dog and the bone. Dog and the bone. Everybody remember this. This was fun, boy. But some people hit too hard, eh? Jesus. Sometimes they hit you in your back, all you hear is dunk. Like, right through your chest. Like, people were vicious back in them days, boy. Wow, but it was fun. And somebody's shoe or something weird was somewhere in the middle there.
I forgot how this game went. I know I played it. It's not.
Okay, so something's in the middle to resemble a bone, be it a shoe, be it a cup, be it a stick, whatever. And then you have side A, you have side B. So let's say, you want a lanyard called up.
I think you like Alani's name, boy. This name is popular.
So you two will guard the bone and see who's the first person that can steal the bone from the other person.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah, so that's how that went.
Dog and bone.
But I tell you, some of them hit, Jesus. Like, you hit me so hard for. But
because
I enjoyed growing up. It was fun. Growing up was plenty fun.
Because you can.
Oh no, Jamie, I tell you, heard it through your chest, innit? Because they hit you so hard.
Duck goose.
I don't know about this one, nah.
I've heard it.
Yeah, I've heard of it.
I don't remember
playing it. Yeah, that wasn't our vibe. Nah. Because nobody play with no duck or no goose.
I don't even know what the rules are. That's the thing.
I actually got run by one of those. Jamie, listen. And the thing wouldn't stop, you know. The thing just tearing down the bathroom. You ain't small me, you know?
Wow.
Oh my God. Listen, I had fun growing up.
I've got the visual.
Boy.
All right. Red light, green light.
Yeah, everybody knows
1, 2, 3. Is this how we played this game?
Yeah, where we freeze.
Okay.
And when they look back, if you move, you have to become the person that's screaming red light, green light. Yeah. We had some cool games.
Active.
And you realize almost all the games you had, Jamie, basically had some form of physical activity.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, our games weren't just sit down with our...
Mostly because we couldn't afford the other things. Well, first of all, they weren't around yet. They weren't around yet, and then when they were, it's like, but yeah, you're either too old for it or you couldn't afford them initially, and that's the reality. Now it's like everything is here, so why do you need to go to get the physical activity? Guess what we did? We did it at the studio. We're getting physical activity right here for you. It is
so
what it
they're
is.
still trying to make some games that will give some form of physical activity. Oh, yeah. But even though we had the Nintendos and stuff, we still went outside to run around. We gave the Nintendo a break.
Guys, I want to play tennis right now. Let's go. Give me that rack. Can I do that? Like, seriously.
You're not going to get the guy.
Okay.
I'm going to bring it to you tomorrow. Don't worry.
Is that violent? Too violent for TV? Okay, I take it back. Just pretend I never said anything, okay?
No, maybe you could play dog and bone with the fly.
Monkey in the middle. I see where it is, and it's not that. I'm going to play with it. Monkey in the middle. What is that? Monkey in the middle?
Me neither. Basketball?
What's the time, Mr. Wolf? Never played that.
I've heard of it, but I never played it. I think I heard younger kids on television asking that question, but I've never played that. So I'm not, no.
What's the time, Mr. Wolf? No, I don't even remember that. Maybe you guys know what it is. You can hit us up in the comments if you do.
Please do. Ooh, everybody know this? You pull the chair out of somebody.
Yeah, I've cheated at that a few times when you're running backwards to a chair that you really should be in.
Or you're marking a chair. You're moving the slowest in the queue, guys. You're moving the slowest and you're marking your chair. And then as soon as somebody goes to sit down, you just push the chair.
Or you sit on the person who's sitting on the chair.
Oh, yeah. This is fun. We play this a lot in Sunday school and at VBS, that's Vacation Bible School, for those of you who are not familiar with the term or the acronym VBS. And what else? Where else did we play this? Birthday parties?
I think that it's unfair to have the person who's controlling the music to be looking at the people who are playing. Like, that person should have his or her eyes closed or blindfolded, because I've played it and felt sometimes that you're just looking to see when I leave the chair.
Yeah.
Because that happens like on 2 or 3 rounds, and it's like, that's not fair.
Yes, I've seen those where the DJ is working with a particular person.
Okay, there you go. Or against a particular person.
AKA Jamie.
That's how I felt.
Gosh. Oh,
if you haven't played marbles...
Oh, my hair is not cooperating with me now. Wants to give me drama.
Marbles.
Yeah, I remember marbles. And we had not only those glass ones, Jamie. In Guyana, there's this food called owaro. We eat off that. And then there's this black seed in the middle. We shine it up. Boy, we gone to school with marbles. And there was a technique. You put it between your 2 index finger and you have to use your thumb and you just shoot your marble.
Oh, technique too.
It was a kid. Listen, it was a skill. Because if, let's say your marble end up all the way over there, I have to ensure that my marble hit your marble to be the star of the show.
Oh, licks.
Yeah.
All right. That's what we...
Oh my God. Rounders. Yay. I remember rounders. Did you? No?
I think my aunt played this. I don't think I played it.
Yeah, I remember
rounders.
Yeah.
Oh.
I remember rounders.
Sorry. I remember basketball. I remember marbles.
Listen, rounders was good. I'm not going to use my favorite word, but rounders was the bomb.com. It was good. Jamie. Listen, I am happy for my upbringing. I'm really happy. The highs, the lows, the blows, everything. I'm happy for it. Made me the person that I am today. Rounders. Guys, if
Rounders
you know,
did that,
you
guys.
know.
Rounders.
Yes. If you
Kidding,
know,
Cortex,
you know.
Yeah. Skipping. Who doesn't know skipping? I think everybody does. Physical activities, you said. Of course, the more technical jumps. I mean, just totally no.
Listen.
Yeah, those things are like...
Jamie, I never tried double dutch though. I would love to try that one these days. I saw Tamron Hall did it the other day. They told her she was going to learn it in like 2 minutes, and she literally learned it in 2 minutes.
Okay.
So I want to try that. Jumping in the rope. I always used to wish I would have done that. And one thing I never learned to do, roller skate. Even when I was on the ice rink on one of my trips, I had one of the little things that the kids use. Guess what happened?
What happened?
They took it away because I was an adult.
Well, there you go. Good, because you are an adult. All right, so this is where we're going to leave you for this segment of Time Machine. If you know of any other games, hit us up in the comments.
Yeah.
We'll be back in a moment with more GMSKN. Stay tuned.
Yo, what up? It's your boy and Richie right here at Studio 327. I'm here to give you the promo that you guys need because this is something special for St. Kitts. I'm telling you, tune in to Good Morning SKN, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. on YouTube, Facebook, and on Moment Channel 4. Also, I realize nobody else is doing this. Follow the Good Morning SKN Instagram at Good Morning SKN and the Studio 327 Inc. Instagram. Follow us on YouTube and Facebook. This is pretty long, but follow us and yeah.
This is where we are about to leave you, but before we do, of course, we have to say thank you. So thank you for joining us for another edition of GMSKN. We invite you to tune in daily to find something that you like, a little bit of everything. For everyone is what we try to bring to you here, so hopefully you found it today. Get your friends and family to watch if you did. And of course, follow us on our social media platforms, including Facebook and YouTube at Studio327INC, and on Instagram at Good Morning SKN. Remember to like, subscribe, follow, and share, and also visit our website. This is where I was heading to Studio327INC.com. That's the website. Studio327Inc.com to learn more about GMSKN and Studio 327.
My favorite part, as always, did you subscribe, by the way? So you need to subscribe, and leave us a comment and let us know what was your favorite part of today's show. See you tomorrow at 8 a.m. when you'll start your morning with us right here at Good Morning SKN. As Jamie said before, thank you for watching as always. Have yourself a fantastic Tuesday. Choose to be nice, choose to do something good. See you tomorrow on Wisconsin Wednesday. Have a great day, guys.